What's going on, everybody? It's Raj with BPM Supreme, and I am here today to put everyone in a great mood because I'm going to help you guys today, along with a very special friend, learn about live streaming your DJ sets. Now, it's one of the most number one frustrating things that can ever happen to us DJs, especially right now when so many of us are trying to speak through our music to get our streams yanked, pulled down live, disconnected, try to do it again, and now we're live again. Come on, please join me again. All the BS that happens when you live stream is pretty much solvable, and it's very much solvable with a company called Mixcloud, of which today I'm very honored and privileged to bring to you a special guest directly from Mixcloud himself. It is Nico. So welcome, Nico, to the chat, and thank you very much for being here representing Mixcloud today.
Thank you very much for having me, guys. It's an honor.
Awesome. Well, you know, I think it's really great what your company has done since its inception. It's really about getting us as DJs the ability to put our work and creativity out there in a way that doesn't get dinged, yanked, and pulled by the powers that be, let's say, of the music industry. So you guys have been on the forefront of that for a while now, and now you guys have the ability to live stream video, correct?
Yeah, that's right. We just launched it. It's kind of crazy to think it was about 4.5 weeks ago that we launched it, and it's kind of just blown up. It's like incredible how many people have adopted it. So, it's brand new world for us, but it's really, really exciting right now.
Awesome. So guys, it's not just going to be our faces here on this video today. We're going to go through the platform. We're going to show you exactly how to get involved with Mixcloud. If you do not have a Mixcloud account, we're going to show you how to set it up and go through everything A, B, C, D, E, all the way to Z, so that way you know how to do this yourself. We welcome everybody, first of all, because you guys have joined us even before we went live, and we're starting to get questions. This is completely interactive. Questions, welcome. We have my moderator sending me questions on the side. All questions, pretty much, if they're awesome and relevant, will get answered. So please continue to interact with each other in the chat and throw in our questions to the moderator too, because we'll answer those too. So the live streams, was this something in, Nico, is this something that has been in your roadmap even before the crisis of the world with the pandemic?
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about live streaming for, man, I gotta say like 4 or 5 years. And the truth is we've just never had enough time, enough bandwidth to do it. And then in kind of like January, February, we started to see what was going on with the pandemic, with the coronavirus. And we started to like get a few people write to us about live streaming and building out live streaming functionality. And we kind of had an internal hack week towards the end of March, where we basically just said to the team, for a week, build whatever you want. And one of the projects was a live streaming kind of element. And the guys worked so fast on it. They worked like day and night. They ended up working like 2 weeks straight. And they built the whole thing from scratch in 2 weeks. And I think they launched it, the first version of it, the first beta, about 3 weeks after starting to work on it. So it was like lightning fast speed.
That's awesome. It's like a little Manhattan project or like a little space program in your company, I mean, to pull off something that big and important so quick, that's pretty cool. Can we go ahead and show, just to keep everybody aware here, you have access to share your screen, I believe. And if we can, let's go ahead and show people that live streaming right now on Mixcloud are DJs across the world. And so we are, here we go. Can you give us a rundown of what we're looking at?
Yeah, for sure. Cool. So this is the Mixcloud homepage. If you were to kind of log on for the first time, if you haven't used it before, you can get our apps for free. There's a few people you can follow, like, Jazzy Jeff, Fatboy Slim, and so on. A little bit of information about how you can upload for free as well. And we'll come to the select section a little bit later on. That's our monetization program. But for now, if we're interested in live, you just click this little button up here on the top. And now it's going to use our live hub page. And the live hub page basically has a breakdown of, the spotlight featured area on the top, which right now is John Digweed doing his 12th live stream bunker show. And then a bunch of, people from around the world who are live streaming from everywhere, really. And you can kind of browse it, kind of see what's interesting. If you see something that catches your eye, log in there and check it out.
That's awesome.
We've also got these links into how it works and how to go live, but I don't know if you want me to run into that right now or answer a few more questions.
Well, let's go ahead and let me look at some of these questions here that we have here. So first of all, let's go over the regular Mixcloud as well because we're going to go through today, guys. Stick around because what we're doing, I want you guys to understand how to use Mixcloud to the fullest, because I think a lot of us have had Mixcloud or tried it at different points in time that really haven't gotten it. Like, can you please go over the importance on, let's start with the audio side, because we have some audio questions that just came in too from DJ Rican Roland, and I want to ask those from him. But so there's the audio side. When you upload a mix, you have to tag your songs. Can you just explain a little bit to the audio side first, and then we can build upon there, and we'll go over how to set up the live stream and everything.
Yeah, for sure. So if you're doing a upload and you have already signed up and got an account, and you're not talking about a live one, you would come to the upload page and be able to select your file. We take a variety of different audio formats. The most common, obviously, MP3, but also WAVs, .oggs, a whole bunch of others. And it's free to upload. You can upload as much as you want. There's no time limits. There's no restrictions on anything like that. And when you're doing an upload, we encourage you to add a track list. Let me actually just switch to a logged in view so you guys can see what that looks like. So you would choose your file in there, and then you go through the upload. I haven't actually got a music file. Let's get any old file right now so I can just show you guys how to actually do live upload. So,
and just because I like to state facts clearly, you're on a Mac, but obviously you can use Mac and PC.
Yes, that's right. You can use Mac and PC. Actually, sorry, one thing I should mention is we don't take short form single tracks at this point. And so this is a message saying that, we're not taking short form single tracks. We are thinking about doing that in the future, but for now it's just long form extended mixes. But in essence, once you've got your mix and you've chosen your file, you put in your title here. So it would be mix upload title. And that would take you off to the page where you can add both an image, a description, a track list, and any links that you wanted to add to the description as well will be in there. And one thing that's pretty cool is that even if you don't add a track list, we have a content ID fingerprinting system that essentially in the background will go and scan it. It's a little bit like Shazam, but a B2B version of Shazam, and figure out what tracks are in there. So we have that working for everybody. We do encourage track lists because the fingerprinter doesn't pick up everything, and a lot of times, fans just want to know what you're playing in your mixes. So we do encourage that as well. And that's basically how the uploads work. And then
Awesome.
if you were to just do a normal upload, it would appear on your profile. Like this is my profile here. You can see shows that I've done, one for the Lot Radio in New York, or Dub Lab in LA. And those would be available for your listeners to listen for free.
Awesome. And can you share those outside of Mixcloud, or do people have to actually log on to Mixcloud to listen to them?
Yeah, you can, definitely. So if you want to share it, you would just click this little button here, and that would give you either the link to the share or the embeddable player. You can choose a picture widget, the classic widget, the mini widget, whichever one you want. Let's say I chose the picture one. You would get the code down here, and you would be able to embed that on your website. If it's a WordPress, you've got the WordPress option. You can equally do it as a dark version. Doesn't really make much difference here, but on the classic widget, you can go dark or light. And then you've got a couple other options. You can hide the artwork. You can make it autoplay. You can make it 100% width. There's a bunch of options. Really, it kind of depends on how you set up your website.
Nice. That's great for your website. Now, what about social media? Because a lot of people just kind of operate on social media right now. So is it shareable with just a link?
Yeah, totally. So this would be the link that I would share for this show, you know, you can click it here and it would take you to Twitter, and you'd have the link to the show there. And when you post it on Twitter, there's a mini player that happens there. We used to have a mini player on Facebook, but to be honest, they keep changing their code base all the time, and so it's kind of difficult to keep up with them. So we just kind of have the ability to share the link, and that kind of works just as well.
Got it. Got it. So someone on Facebook would click it and it'll take them open a new little window and they'd be listening to your mix.
Yeah, exactly. So for example, we'd take it and click the link and you land on this, which is your mix page.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can tune in here. You can hear a preview if you hover over the play button. That's a little top tip, secret tip that not many people maybe know about. And then, you know, you can add comments, you can add a description, you can share it from here. You can do whatever you want, really.
Awesome.
And then one more thing to show, actually, that one was a reposted one, so it wasn't showing it there. But if we go to one that I've actually uploaded onto my account, you can see that I can edit it. So it takes me to the edit page. Actually, this is what the upload page looks like as well. So you can add your tags. You can add a primary tag right here. You can change the background page color, which is pretty cool. You can add your track lists and timestamps, like I was mentioning before.
Can you go to those tags real quick that you had where it says
yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So I don't see, and this is a question that I had from DJ Rican Roland. It sounds like he might be a user, but he said, how are the charts in Mixcloud rated, and will there be a Latin category for genres in the future? So that is a suggestion.
Yeah.
A lot of our users do spin Latin.
Yeah, it's a great question. So we have about, I think there's about 30 different categories here. These are the top level categories that we picked as being the most popular on the website right now. You're not constrained to these categories. If you wanted to choose a different genre, you know, you could put it in here. So you could add Latin in and just put it in, all the different varieties of Latin, and that would then come up there. And when you go to the Latin page, then let me just show you. You would have the Latin page here, and you would see, you know, some of the things that are featured, and then you would see the charts, and you could see, you know, Latino, Movimiento Latino is there. Right now, it's on the global chart. If you were wanting to change it, you know, you could look at your country. It should localize to your country. I think it might be my internet connection right now. It doesn't exactly know where I am, so it's showing a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But you can also change it, the order, and look at, you know, what's most popular or what's latest as well.
Okay. So. Nice. Okay. Sounds good. So the charts would be in, let's see, popular Latin shows, global. Okay, cool. So that kind of automatically populates. So everything that is everything that has a tag, if you just click that tag, will be able to be rated. So even if I made a brand new genre right now and I was the only one, would I show up as like #1 in that genre?
That's right. Except the caveat is that there's, I think it's a list of about 100 or so genres that we have charts for. We don't have charts for every genre. You know, we just thought, you know, make it sensible. You know, there's no point having a chart for like
robot house,
futuristic robot house from the year 1933. You know, like you got to be a little bit sensible at one point.
Got it. So even if you do have a crazy tag, you should add a second one so that way you can place on the real charts, correct?
That's right. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Awesome. And we recommend choosing the common tags because, you know, those are going to be the charts and the pages that people go to most. If you choose a really obscure tag, you know, you're totally welcome to, but likelihood that people will find it is a bit lower.
Awesome. Well, that makes a lot of sense. So hopefully that answers your question. Rican Roland, thanks for the question. We have another question from Donald Quintana, who says, is Mixcloud Live going to be saving live videos so that they can be shared afterwards anytime soon? I would say let's go ahead and get into live real quick. So this is the live page, right? And how before we answer that question, how does it work? How do I go live on Mixcloud?
Yeah, so Raj, I remember you wanted me to show you kind of the start to finish version. So
That'd be
let's
great.
imagine that you haven't signed up for Mixcloud yet, and it's really easy. Click the join in the top right, pop in an email. Let's just use BPM times Mixcloud at Gmail as a kind of email address. Then username, password, sign up. Don't need to save it. That username is taken because I was doing it earlier in a test. Don't need to save that. So now I'm in and I come to the live page. And one thing to note, the live streaming capability is available to all pro creator members. And so if you want to go pro, it's just $15 a month, and it's accessible from the /pro page. And right now we've actually extended our free trial. It used to be a 1 month free trial, and we've actually extended it to 90 days, so
Awesome.
3 months, as part of our response to what's going on with the coronavirus and to show a bit of solidarity. And the pro membership not only gives you the ability to broadcast live, but it also gives you the ability to monetize your channel and monetize your mixes, which we can talk about a little bit later on. And it gives you the ability to measure your audience. So you can see exactly who's listening, from where they're listening, for how long they're listening to your mixes, where they drop off, and what devices they're listening on, down to the individual city level, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so there's some of the things that you can do with Pro. So we think it's a pretty good feature set for just $15 a month. So check it out. A bunch of people like ranging from DJ Spinna to Diana M's on it. But I'm going to show you one that I have earlier because I'm already a pro member. So once you've got a pro account and you go to the live page, you would land here. And everything that I'm about to walk you through is actually available behind this How It Links button. We've got a whole FAQ section and a run through of what you need to do. So if you miss anything today, or you want to kind of come back to this at any point, know that this article is here and easy to access at any time. But I'll show you guys how to do it. So you click the broadcast live button and you get to the first page here, which is the ability to name the live stream. So let's just call it BPM Live. You would confirm the stream name, and then you get 2 pieces of information. One is our RTMP server address, which you're going to plug into your streaming software, whether it's OBS or anything else. And the other is a stream key. And at the moment, we are using 1 stream key for every stream. So in other words, if you do a stream today and you do another one tomorrow, you'll have to grab a new key. We will be updating that so that it's just 1 stream key per account in the future. But I'll show you how it's working with OBS. So you grab your server name, jump over to OBS.
So OBS, guys, is a way for you to make your live stream. If you don't have OBS yet and you just see everybody live streaming, you don't know what's going on, OBS is a way for you to organize your shots if you have multiple cameras, or if you want to share your screen. Kind of think of it like a Zoom does with organizing what you see on the screen. This is what OBS does for live broadcasters. So just in case you don't know.
Yeah, OBS is our recommended streaming software. It's free, it's open source, it's what a lot of people use. There's a bunch of others out there. There's Streamlabs OBS, there's Wirecast, there's Ecamm, there's a ton of them. So definitely have a look around, see what you like, see what suits your needs. Everybody might have slightly different needs. So if you're using OBS though, I'll just show you this one because it's what I'm most familiar with. You would go into the settings section of the application, and then you're going to go to the stream area. You're going to choose a custom service. You're going to plug in that RTMP address here, and then you're going to get your stream key from the Mixcloud website, and you're going to plug that in here. and then you're going to click OK. Oh, and just while I'm in there, one thing that we highly recommend is to test out your upload speed of your home or wherever you're streaming internet connection, because if you don't have a great upload speed at home, like for example, my internet at home is not that great, we highly recommend lowering the bit rate of your video, because that's what takes a lot of the bandwidth. That's really what hogs up a lot of the bandwidth. And while you're at it,
is there a certain number that people should use there if they have low internet? Because I mean, to me, that's just a number on the screen, 500 kbps. How do I know that I don't put 632 kbps? Does it select a certain amount there?
Yeah. So my recommendation would be that this is half of what your upload speed is, at least. So my upload speed is about 1 to 2 megabytes per second on the upload side. So on the lower end, if it's going at 1 megabyte per second, half of that would be 500 kilobytes per second. If at home you've got like an amazing 10 megabyte per second upload speed, you can bump this way up, obviously.
Awesome. Good to know. Thank you.
The other thing worth knowing here, and that's really cool, and that as far as I'm aware, we have the highest possible audio bitrate of any streaming service, is we take up to 320 kilobytes per second on audio. So anybody who's an audiophile out there, anybody who loves, I'm sure everybody on this call probably loves good music and they love to hear it crisp and clean and loud. We support the highest of any streaming service. So, we're made for music first, and that was a big part of why we wanted to build this. So once you've got that done, you're gonna head back in here and just click on the Start Streaming button. And if we jump back over to the Mixcloud page, you're gonna see this message that says, "You're not live yet, this is a preview." And essentially that's just giving you a heads up that the stream has started. You see there, popped onto the screen. You're gonna just check that your camera's looking good, your hair's looking great, it's all good, you're ready to go. And then when you're happy with it, you're just gonna click Go Live. And the moment that you click Go Live is when it actually goes live to the people who are following you. Now mine is really blocky and it's a bit slow because, like I mentioned, my internet connection at home is really, really crap. But if you have at least a decent, 2 or plus megabyte upload speed, it should be totally fine.
And also, you're still
chat section.
You're live streaming here too, so everybody, when you're watching this, please don't look at that and think, oh, the quality. He is on Zoom and he is on this Mixcloud Live right now, so that's a lot of upload.
Yeah, so it's kind of crowd. We'll jump into a live stream that's actually happening with some of the good upload speed right after this. But just to show you, this is the chat room area over here. So you can get in there, you can type in whatever you want. There's also the ability to add emojis, so you can open that up and add some different fire emoji. You can make the chat full screen if you wanted to. You can also take the chat out into its own separate tab. If you are like me, stuck with bad internet at home and not an option to be able to upgrade it, we highly recommend actually taking the chat out so that you talk through the chat and interact with the people there, and actually closing this page, because if you keep this page open, you're both streaming up and consuming down, and so it takes a lot of bandwidth. And if you want to see what your streaming upload looks like, just pop back into your streaming software, whatever that is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. So once you click Go Live, you can close out that page and it will not stop your live stream.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Got it. So stop that
and
up and download. So that's perfect. So go live, stop, close the page out, or go to another page on Mixcloud, and then at the bottom right of OBS, it says stop streaming. That's where you would stop the stream. You wouldn't have to go to Mixcloud to stop your stream.
Exactly. Yeah. So you just, when you're done, you click stop stream. If we jump back over to Mixcloud in a moment, this will stop because there's a little bit of latency. And that's basically it, really. You can also end it here if you wanted to on the Mixcloud side. You could end stream there as well. And if you want to share it, obviously there's a share show button, which will pop open or take the URL. And then if you wanted to plug that in, well, actually it's the same URL anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. If you've got any feedback, you can fill out, this links off to a feedback form. You see now I've actually stopped the stream. So it comes up with this error message, but that's actually just because it's lost connection and I've stopped the stream. If you wanted to end it on this end, just click the end the stream. It will pop a dialog box, just checking that you want to end it and click OK, and then it's done.
Awesome. So yeah, so sharing your stream when you're live is that simple. You just click the share stream button after you go live, and you're good to go. That's good. I got a great question here from somebody right now that says it's from Jimmy Rain. Jimmy Rain Livecast. He says, do you have to stream music or can you just do talk? Is it okay to put podcasts and talk performances on your platform?
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. There is no need to stream just music. Very, very welcome to stream talk. Yeah, completely open. So it's an audio platform. You know, we're music. We have a lot of music on there, but you know, it's welcome. All types of audio are welcome.
I think someone asked, Zwan Landfair asks if with all the upgrades that you've done to the site, has the stream latency been reduced? But it sounds like it has not. Everything still does high quality. There's no changes to the quality for the audio guys using it and the video guys?
Yeah, that's right. No changes. It's still high quality. Yeah, you know, the quality was a big focus for us when we were building this. And from the video side, you know, it really depends on, again, your upload bandwidth capabilities. I'd say, you know, 1280p, probably pretty good. Like, you know, you can go higher if you want, but most people are probably there to listen to you spin in. They don't need like a 4K kind of experience. But, you know, it's up to you. So this is John Digweed's live stream right now. He's streaming to, you know, quite a lot of people. I guess you can't really see video quality because he's got his lights off at the moment. But yeah, he does this stream every Saturday night, and there's people from all around the world that tune in, and his kids dance in the background, so it's pretty sweet.
That's awesome. That's super cool. Hey, so I got a great question here from someone who sounds like they're already a user, Matt Smith, aka Matt Man. What's up, Matt Man? Thanks for watching this live stream. He asks, is it possible to notify or email my Mixcloud followers when I live stream there? He says he has more followers there than any other social media. So it would be, if he could do that, he would be 100% down to, I guess, pay for the service, go premium and stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. So big up, Matt Man in the UK. Big up to yourself. Thank you for joining this call. I know he's been on the website for a long time now. We are building that feature, so it's coming. So basically, when you go live, it will push a notification to all your followers. It will update them. We'll get as many people as possible coming to stream. Definitely want to build that, and that's in the works. Absolutely, it's not there yet, but it's coming pretty soon.
Question from a couple of users actually, and there is a question from Rican, and I know that even I talked to Adam C about going live with you, DJ ADMC about going live with you today, and he said, dude, I'm so invested in Twitch already, you know, and stuff. So is there a compatibility with Restream.io? A lot of people are using that to get their stream to multiple places. Is there a possibility to use you guys and broadcast to some other places, like how using Restream?
Yeah, that's totally possible. In Restream, you can set up a custom endpoint. So you would add a custom endpoint and use those two pieces of information that I used with OBS. So our RTMP server address and the stream key address. I would say though, just a word of warning about Twitch, they aren't licensed for music. If you actually read their terms and conditions, DJ mixes are a no-go. you might be able to get away with a live stream while it's all live. But if you try and save something down to listen again, it completely doesn't work. And look, I mean, I know that a lot of DJs used SoundCloud back in the day as well. And, we all know kind of what happened there with copyright takedowns and things like that. I would say to anybody who's using Twitch, history has shown that places that aren't licensed, you can do it for a while, but then sooner or later, the labels will clamp down on that. So, that's a big thing that took us a really long time to do at Mixcloud. We did deals with all the major record labels, all the indies, all the publishers, the local PROs. That is basically what we bring to the table and what we offer the music community. So I would just consider that when you choose your choice of streaming platform.
Definitely. Is there, and I think that kind of goes to the fact that there's people there already. You know what I mean? It's like having a party in my house versus going to a bar. There's going to be people at the bar versus me just standing alone at home, So I think people inevitably, one, it's because, hey, it's the easiest way to access a live stream first. It's like, oh, I just hit this live button on an app that I already use, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitch. They kind of have this. So people are finding out about it and then kind of organically sharing it, and it's spread like wildfire because we have to live stream now in the DJ community. So I understand completely that this is why we should use Mixcloud, guys, because it's going to be here for us. It's not going to let you down. You guys are streaming in places that keep letting you down. So, I understand if you want to continue to do that because your audience is there. What I might do and suggest is maybe adding your Mixcloud link or something to the live stream with OBS, because now even if someone's watching on Facebook or something, they're seeing your Mixcloud handle, because a lot of people are putting like their Instagram handles and stuff on the bottom. So make sure that your Mixcloud handle's there too, because when the day comes when the industry says no and it gets even harder to go live on Facebook, harder to go live on Twitch, people, the normal consumer, your fans will know, oh, what's that other place that he had on there all the time? It was with Mixcloud, and they'll kind of know there's another place to go, right? Would you suggest advertising your Mixcloud kind of on live stream?
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, I was talking to Jazzy Jeff last week, and for anybody who's not aware, Instagram and Facebook have started cracking down hard in the last couple of days. And basically at this point, if you stream more than 90 seconds of music, they send you a warning. They're banning some accounts. Like, they are seriously cracking down on it. And Jazzy Jeff, Questlove, a bunch of people got on a call with Facebook and tried to solve this, and they couldn't make it happen. And he had this realization, and the way he described it, I think, is really, really nice. He said, like, if Instagram and Facebook and these places are like the popular club because there's a bunch of people there, the problem is they just got raided by the copyright cops and the club's been shut down. And so you can either like stay in that club and kind of complain about it, get angry and get mad, or just down the street, there's another club that's licensed, that's legal, that maybe doesn't have as many people in it right now. But if you bring the music, you bring the party, you bring the people will come, the people will follow. And then that you've got a safe space, a safe club to DJ in. And, we built Mixcloud. We are DJs ourselves. We built it for DJs. That's why we exist. We're not a social media site. We're not a photo sharing site. We're not a e-gaming, esports website. We are here for DJs and for music lovers, and that's why we exist. So that's my pitch, basically.
Well, I think that's a wonderful reason to support the platform too. We have some more great questions coming in. Keep the questions coming, guys. We love it. Please talk amongst yourselves as well. Keep that chat alive. We appreciate it. Question right here, a good one, and it is from Mr. J Funk. And he says, are there any restrictions or tracks that we should stay away from? Is there any company, artist, or something that says, y'all don't get to use my mix? Like, I'm Beyonce, you can't use my shit here. So is there anything like that that's happening with the platform, Michael Jackson, stuff like that?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we have what are called blanket licenses. So they cover everything. There is one rule though, and that's the maximum number of tracks that you can play by an individual artist within a mix or show. And that's up to 4 tracks by an artist. You can play more, but that would only be available to listen if you have the select monetization turned on, and it's an exclusive for your select subscribers.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So now we're starting to talk about select and some of the stuff like that. So stay away from using 4 of the same songs from the same artist unless you are select. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, got it. So let's get into why that is, because to me, I'm kind of like, why? Like I don't really understand that. So let's go ahead and I'm sure other people out there feel that way. Let's go ahead and talk about select then, and the benefits of being a select person as well. Now, is select different from pro?
Yes, select is our monetization program. You can turn it on or you can leave it off. It's completely up to you. Pro is the pro account for creators, which gives you all those extra features. So it gives you the ability to go live. It gives you the ability to turn on monetization. It gives you all the extra stats, all those things that I showed earlier. Specifically to answer your question about why the 4 tracks, I know it feels kind of random. It feels kind of strange. The reason is historical. It goes way back to the 90s when they first introduced copyright legislation, as a lot of radio stations moved onto the internet. And the reason was, the thinking behind it was like, we don't want people playing entire albums out on radio or digital radio or internet radio, and they don't want people kind of recording it so that they wouldn't go and buy an album. That's the reason. And that's why our free to listen tier has that kind of limit on it. But if you're a paying listener, if you're a select subscriber to somebody's channel, they're in that limit. So that's the difference.
Got it. Got it. Now that kind of hurts some people out there, because I know they like, stuff happens in events, like RIP, Nipsey Hussle, stuff like that. That things happen, and they want to do tributes or whatever. Say a new goal is hit, and there's like someone becomes the first billionaire. You want to kind of do well, here's my Dr. Dre. He's the first super person to hit this income level tribute mix. So just kind of think of that when you're posting your lives, guys, that your normal users will not be able to access that content, correct?
Yeah, the free to listen users, there's a maximum there, the limit. If you've turned on select monetization, they don't have that. So it's
so let me ask you this. Select, is that more money to me as a DJ to pay to you guys, or is that where the listener is paying? And I need to know a little bit more about that. What is select in its fullness? Can you help us out?
That's a great question. That's when the listener is paying. Let me take you guys to the select page. So yeah, like I mentioned, Select is our creator monetization tool. So this is something that is completely optional. It's the fan to creator membership model. The idea is that your fans, your super fans, can subscribe and support you, and that money gets split up between the artists and songwriters that you're playing within your mixes and radio shows. A little bit of a transaction fee to actually process credit cards. And then the remainder gets split 60-40, 60% going to you, the DJ, the select creator, and your profile. And this is the most fair and legal way, and in fact, the only way of monetizing DJ mixes on the internet right now. We put a lot of work into getting the underlying licenses to be able to do this with the record labels. So we're really proud of it. And it is literally, like I mentioned, the only way to do this. We've got a ton of people on here. We've got Afrojack, DJ P Montana from the UK, Defected Records record label. And what's cool about it is that your fan, so you can pick the price. Most people go with $2.99, but you can pick the price, and then your fans who are subscribers can not only access your exclusive uploads, but they can download them to their mobile phone, listen to them offline whenever they want, and get all your track lists up front and in advance. And we think it's a pretty cool thing. If you're interested in becoming a creator, you can sign up once you got a pro account. You would come to this page and sign up here. I've signed up. You can see you can earn more, take control, and get closer. These are kind of the three main benefits that we talk about for you as a creator. And in terms of your fan, they get offline listening. They know that their money is going to the artists that are getting played in the mixes. And they also get no ads, which is a great benefit as well. So check it out. What I would say is that this is a model that maybe doesn't work for everybody if you're just starting out. You need to have at least a few thousand followers before you can start thinking of like converting people to be paid subscribers and supporters. But if you're there already and you've got a few thousand followers, then why not try it out? What we found is people who are consistent and who do a mix or radio show every week or every 2 weeks are the ones who are doing really well at this.
I like that earnings estimator there. That's really cool. Kind of lets you know realistically what you can look at there. That's cool.
Yes. So if you have 500 select subscribers paying, $3.99 a month, you make about $4,000 a year, which is not too bad for doing something that you're probably just already doing and not making any money from. So, we think that this is going to be a really big part of the industry, especially right now when so many DJs who make, they're living from DJing and gigging and playing out have nowhere to go for probably to the end of this year, maybe even part of next year. And so people are looking for new outlets, new ways to generate an income. And we believe that this is a really good, sustainable way. We talk a lot about steady, recurring revenue coming into your bank account, and we're also going to be integrating this with live soon. So you will be able to do live streams just for your select subscribers, and even the ability to do the first half of the live stream for free, and then flip a switch and say, you know what, if you're enjoying this and you want to stick around and you want to stay in the club, it's $2.99 to join, less than the price of a beer.
That's awesome. It's like a pre-show on pay-per-views, and like a lot of times you can tune in, but when that main event starts, and it's going to switch you over to the one you paid for.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
That's really cool. So I've got some good questions here, really good questions. Thank you very much to our community and our people watching here. So I'm going to ask a question. It sounds like somebody's got a very global audience, because we have a question from, looks like Victor Gurov, who says, are there any worldwide country restrictions, or can the listeners stream from anywhere? And I guess even the users can. If this guy was on tour and he's got a regular show and he happens to go to Russia for a month or to do a set, is he going to still be able to do his Mixcloud show?
Absolutely. Yeah. We have global licenses, so there's no restrictions around that.
Awesome. And it says, let's see here. Does it have to be a video stream, or can you do an audio live stream with a wallpaper or screensaver? You can, if you do, you don't ding anybody for not using an actual camera, right?
Absolutely. If you want to do audio only, we see actually about a third of people doing audio only. So yeah, if you want to do audio only, that's totally cool.
Yep. So you can just use OBS to kind of pop a little, banner or your logo up there. And, if you're camera shy, or, maybe the crib isn't clean, you guys can totally do that. You will not get dinged from Mixcloud. That's great to know. Someone asked DJ, let's see here, SQ Squad asks, do you see other venues in the future using your platform to broadcast shows of Mixcloud? Example, sports bar, restaurant, streaming Mixcloud stuff to an audience. Is that something that's not kosher? Is that something that is kosher? What do you think about a restaurant or bar or an establishment using Mixcloud instead of a real DJ there?
I mean, I don't think it will ever be as good as a real DJ. And it would also depend on them having the right licenses to play music there. That's not really up to us, that's to the venue. But what's interesting is we've actually been talking with a lot of like concert venues, nightclubs, and places like that who are interested in doing the opposite. They're interested in actually streaming from the club out. So that's actually already happening. Right now, we've got a few clubs in Europe, around the world, who are basically doing DJ set with only one person, which is the DJ in the club. They're filming it there and streaming it out.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Let's see here. Question from Tam Brown says, doing live shows right now. I get a lot of trolls in the chat room advertising their own business and agenda. Will something be put in place where you can block these trolls? You got any troll fighting tools on the chat there?
Yes. Yeah. With something like that becomes big and popular, it seems like there's some sort of internet law that means there's going to be trolls there soon after, and unfortunately that happens. So we've got a few trolls and spam accounts right now. We are fighting that as fast as we can. We are building out the features and functionality for you to disable and block any trolls.
Awesome. Let's see here. We have can you edit the set price from DJ Chones? What's up, Chones? Can you edit the DJ the set price? So I guess I'm thinking that he means the price you charge people to subscribe to you.
On select, yeah. You can choose any price you want with a minimum floor of $2.99, and your listeners, your subscribers and supporters, they can actually choose to contribute more. So if you set it at $2.99 and they're feeling generous, they could put in $5 or $7 or $10, whatever they want.
Is there a storefront on Mixcloud where like you can do things like more a la carte? So say they are your select subscriber, but then there's this extra set that you don't want them to have because it's, whatever. Is there more ability to charge within the platform, or is it just like you pay $2.99, you get access to all of my select stuff?
That's a really great question. And the answer is we're actually going to be building out the ability to have different tiers and segment your audience so that, your $2.99s, maybe your like basic exclusive mixes, maybe your $4.99, you get a shout out at the start of the mix if you're supporting at that level. $7.99, maybe you get like a discount to your next show or gig tickets. And then you can go all the way up and you get really creative with it. Maybe $19.99, there's a merch package and you get a merch drop every 3 months or whatever. Like, basically the idea is very inspired by things like Kickstarter, things like Patreon, things like these different platforms that are built around helping individual creators who are ultimately all entrepreneurs and trying to make a living and hustling and doing their craft and doing their art, trying to help them connect with their super fans and generate a new income from that.
When will Select be available to mobile app services?
Well, in a way, it is available right now. So if you subscribe on the desktop and you go to your mobile app, then you will be able to download any of the shows or any of the mixes from whichever channel you're subscribed to. The thing that we don't have right now is the ability to subscribe within the app. And the reason for that is that Apple and Google add on a 30% tax. And we felt like that was just a little bit too much. So we just encourage everybody to subscribe through desktop and then you get the full thing.
That's not unusual. Even big companies do it. Sometimes I have to actually rent a movie on the website, then go to my TV, my smart TV, and watch it there because you can't buy it through the TV because there's charges or whatnot. So that's a pretty normal thing, I would say. Someone asked, let's see here, question from Arshad Virani asked, can we share the Mixcloud using the link on Facebook? Now, I think you answered this, but he might have joined us late. So I will give his question to you again.
Yeah, absolutely. So, maybe I'll share my screen one more time. So, if you're on Mixed, in fact, you should share your own, but you can share any mix really. Just click the share icon there. So, you know, DJ Blighty is doing pretty well these days. So if you click that, share it, navigate to Facebook. If you drop that link in, it will populate with like a little preview, you know, the artwork there and everything. And then it will link back to Mixcloud so people can come and listen to it on the platform.
Nice. So it does do a preview and look kind of attractive even on Facebook, so people can. It will
Yeah. You get the artwork, you get the title, you get all of that.
Got it. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see here. Thanks so much, everybody, again for the question. You know, shout out to everybody watching. We appreciate you. I know Nico appreciates it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's keep the questions coming, and I cannot believe that it's already been almost an hour, but we got a good thing going here. I think we still got plenty to talk about because I really want people to understand when they leave here exactly why and how we should use Mixcloud, because it is the only live stream platform that is supportive of us in the DJ community. So that's really cool. So Andy Rutherford says, "Hi, when you were talking about not having a live DJ on the screen and just a logo, would a radio station be able to live stream on Mixcloud 24/7? So is that a possibility? Could someone basically run an internet radio station as through Mixcloud instead of trying to set it up elsewhere?"
Yeah, in fact, that's actually already happening. There's a few radio stations that are broadcasting on us 24/7. So if you were to go to the live page, you'll see them there. We're kind of thinking internally whether that is something that we want to, you know, support and promote, because there is, I think, something special about actually going in to watch or listen to somebody truly live. So, you know, that's going to be our focus for now. If the radio stations want to use it, that's cool too. But I think our focus really is on kind of that experience of watching, you know, your favorite DJ going live or doing a live stream, and that's really live.
Yeah, no, I you know what I dig about that question there from Andy Rutherford is that I think when he asked me that and when I'm listening to it, I'm like, okay, wait, not even just radio stations. Like, think of like the Chilled Cow thing on YouTube, right? Do you ever watch that? It's like the lo-fi hip hop.
Yeah.
That when I'm like super stressed or something. But that thing is just like, I don't know how it got set up or whatever. I think they had some kind of issue at one time, but now it's back on YouTube live, and it's just always a live stream. Little anime girl GIF loop, you know, and it's just cool music. This guy's curating, and it's just one dude curating this mix. I mean, you don't have to mix the records. You could technically do a Chilled Cow thing here within Mixcloud, correct?
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I find that very relaxing to listen to sometimes.
Nice. So that's good. Thank you very much for the question. Let's see here. Question from Woody Mirage, who says, that's a cool name. What is the latency from the live show to watching online? He's assuming that you have to have an excellent internet connection.
Yeah, I mean, the better the internet connection, the less likely things will be to drop out. Latency tends to be around 9 or 10 seconds, and I believe that actually isn't so much dependent on the internet connection as just the protocol, the RTMP protocol, because if you think about it, you have to like take the chunks of the video from your computer, send them up to a server somewhere in the cloud. That server comes to us and our servers, then we send it back to another server and ultimately to the end user. So that whole thing takes about 8 to 10 seconds. You know, I've heard that there's a few technologies that people are developing to try and shorten that time. But if you were to use any live streaming service, I think out there right now, they all have some level of latency.
Gotcha. Latency is just a part of the game. I mean, even interfaces these days, when you buy an interface to record your music, there's always latency from converting that to reality to computer is always there's always a latency. It can't happen instantly. So analog to digital, and then, you know, in some cases digital back to analog, because we have to hear it with our ears, right? So there's always going to be latency with anything that goes to and from a computer.
And then this is across the world, right? It's like, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I'm not complaining. 10 seconds to be anywhere in the world is pretty freaking awesome, right? So that's pretty cool. let's go ahead and see here. I think there's a couple real things that you're about to do now that I would like to talk about. So let's talk about monetizing. I want to touch more on the monetizing. Oh, wait. Monetizing of the downloads. Can you monetize your video after it's been played? Can you do that?
So right now, when you do a live stream, it's purely live. There's no archiving. We will be building in about 2-3 weeks the ability to archive the audio. Completely optional. If you didn't do a good set, you don't want to save it, no problem. But you will have the ability to archive the audio. We will not have the ability to archive the video, and the reason for that is because copyright licensing. So with copyright, if you are saving the video and the audio together and making it available on demand after, that triggers an entirely new right, which is called the sync right. And that's actually the reason why on Twitch, for example, you can't often watch a video again if you streamed music in it. It's basically impossible to get blanket licenses for sync. So that's very unlikely to happen.
Guys, so really quick learning lesson here is that the audio is its own thing. Video is its own thing. Combining audio with video requires a brand new right for that piece of content. So that is why you cannot put your video underneath a YouTube thing or anything. Even just dragging and dropping a song and making that, the background mood of your thing, because it requires a new sync license. It's antiquated. It's kind of was created in the realm of not a lot of creators out there that are not professionals, right? Like, so now that, you'd be the movie industry or the TV industry, right? So that's why they created sync. But, now you have normal people, or up and coming DJs. So I hopefully, and we were talking about this before we went live, hopefully that's something that changes, or there's like a bink and a sync or something where we can eventually get to that. But I do love that in a couple weeks, you will be able to save the audio that you did on your live stream right within the platform.
That's right, yeah.
And guys, to reiterate on how cool that is, saving your audio from your live stream within Mixcloud, your computer doesn't have to work as hard. You saw in OBS when he had the screen up on the bottom right, it said start streaming or start recording. You can stream and you can record, but remember, now your computer's streaming, it's recording it to your hard drive, which is harder on the computer. And if you guys aren't using two laptops, now you're DJing with this laptop as well. So you're going to be DJing, streaming, running your camera in there, and uploading and downloading all that stuff at once, right? It's a lot. It's real taxing. So I think it's really cool and very important to point out that the download from Mixcloud later is a wonderful feature.
Absolutely. I mean, your laptop might start overheating at that point. You could probably cook an egg on top of it as well.
Awesome. Let's see here. So, are you guys mostly dependent on the DJs to get it out to the audience? Is there any kind of public push to get Mixcloud to be more on the top of the mind of the normal user? Because that's why we're streaming everywhere else. Is where people are. People know about it, So is there any help on your end saying, hey, will there be a TV commercial that goes, do you miss the club? Well, now you can see your favorite DJs perform live, because we would love that kind of backup, aside from just sharing.
Yeah, so a couple things. Like I mentioned before, we're going to be doing notifications. So anybody who's built up a following on Mixcloud already, we're going to be notifying all those fans, notifying all those people. We've got social media channels, which reach about 1 million and a bit people now. And for high profile streams, if you write into us, we will push those and promote them on our social media channels as well. And then we're thinking, some other creative ideas in the works about how we can spread the message more. But I think that, what we've seen in the literally 4.5 weeks since we launched this is that the word is spreading really quickly. And so I think within the space of a couple of months, you'll start to see that there is a natural organic audience that starts to live there and kind of is looking for that digital cloud club, that party, that digital rave that's happening because everybody's stuck at home, right?
Can you share the streams? Because I think in Twitch, can't you like share somebody's stream? So if like one dude's sharing, you could share that stream on yours if you're like partners or whatever. Like,
Hosting the streams?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's something we're going to be building too. Right now, you could just share the stream key. So, that when I showed you guys the setup, if you just share that stream key and stop streaming, and then your friend could use the same stream key and they would stream to the same channel. So
Got it. Because the reason I ask is if it is easier to do that, then that makes it a little bit easier for the user to kind of go, okay, I'm paying $2.99 for this guy, but then I got to do $2.99 for like all 10 of these DJs. Let's say it's a group of DJs and there's 10 of us, like maybe there's like a way to subscribe to our collective as a DJ, collective. And then, even though I'm using my own private Mixcloud account, that collective can, pop my feed in there, or at least maybe hit a button and reshare it, because $2.99 times, 100 DJs, if you're really into, watching people play, it gets up there, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think we'd ever expect anybody to subscribe to 100 DJs. This is really like the core super fans who might subscribe to like, 1 to 5 is probably what we're looking at. But that idea of collectives is a cool one, and something we've been thinking about a little bit. And I mean, ultimately, in a way, a radio station is kind of a collective of different people who play on the radio station. Just, if you think about it in that ways, you could come together and create one collective profile and maybe put the price a little bit higher at $4.99 or $6.99 or whatever you want. So you could get creative with it.
That's really cool. Well, you know what? We've learned a lot today. Nico, you are amazing. Is there anything else that we didn't touch on that you want to tell people, or any message, anything you want to say to anybody out there watching before we wrap this thing
up? We've got free iPhone, free Android apps, so check those out if you haven't already. Sign up, try it out. Like I mentioned, it's free. We got the pro trials running around, extended pro trial right now, so you can stream live for 90 days. See how you like it, give it a go. And I guess lastly, like I was saying before, this is built by DJs for DJs. We DJ, we've been around for 10 years now. We're not about to, leave tomorrow. We're not about to, go anywhere. So we hope you join the platform and help us build this together. It's all part of the community. Right now, a lot of people are kind of stuck at home, maybe out of job opportunities, gigs, things like that. And hopefully this is one small part of building a platform that helps the DJ community stay together and stay on their feet. So, yeah.
Mr. Nico from Mixcloud, thank you to you and your company for all you do. You guys are super awesome. Thanks for sharing the knowledge with us today. And thanks to every single person that watched out there today. I'm Raj with BPM Supreme, and we are going to sign off on that note. Stay safe, be careful, love each other, be kind. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, man.